PAPrince William spoke at a gala dinner hosted by Tusk, a charity he has been patron of since 2005. The Duke of Cambridge has called on the planet to work harder and think deeper to safeguard the iconic creatures and their landscapes against the man-made threats they face in years to come. During William's lifetime, the planet's animal population has been halved, and he has become an outspoken champion of the wildlife crime rackets pushing elephants, rhinos, lions and pangolins to the brink. Although applauding global efforts to tackle the scourge of illegal ivory and rhino horn trafficking, the 35-year-old Duke has laid down a new challenge to save Earth's natural heritage. Speaking at a gala dinner hosted by conservation charity Tusk last night, he warned, "In my lifetime we have seen global wildlife populations decline by over half. We are going to have to work much harder and think much deeper if we are to ensure that human beings and the other species of animal with which we share this planet can continue to coexist." Prince William. Africa's rapidly growing human population is predicted to more than double by 2050, a staggering increase of 3.5 million people per month. There is no question that this increase puts wildlife and habitat under enormous pressure. Urbanization, infrastructure development, cultivation, all good things in themselves, but they will have a terrible impact unless we begin to plan and to take measures now. On human populations alone, overgrazing and poor water supplies could have a catastrophic effect unless we start to think about how to mitigate these challenges. Getty. Prince William described the wildlife illegal trade as barbaric. The Duke, who has been royal patron of Tusk since 2005, told the audience at London's Roundhouse, "We are going to have to work much harder and think much deeper if we are to ensure that human beings and the other species of animal with which we share this planet can continue to coexist." William's speech underpinned his faith in tackling serious conservation issues, with him explaining how enormous strides are being made to combat wildlife crime. "For many of you, you will have heard me talk about the illegal trade before," he said. "It is barbaric, it destroys livelihoods and communities, and it supports organized crime." Tusk CEO Charlie Mayhew and Prince William arrive at the gala dinner at the Roundhouse in London. "The world is a worse place for it, and we must stamp it out. I have always argued that, while the problem is serious, it is beatable. The good news of the past 2 years points to this: China's leadership in closing domestic ivory markets, a move that has been mirrored by the UK with its pledge to restrict sales, were highlighted by the Duke as positive moves, along with tougher sentencing for wildlife crimes in Africa." He added, 2 years ago, much of this would have seemed unthinkable. It is an ultra-rare example of the world coming together to advance a cause for the sake of all humankind. Of course, now is not the time to be complacent. A lot more work is needed. Rhino, lion, pangolin and many other species still face an existential threat because of the illegal wildlife trade. Maintaining his optimism because of the way the world's young people are motivated to reverse the trends of the past, the Duke praised Tusk for its role in driving the challenge forward. The Prince William applauded global efforts to tackle the scourge of illegal ivory trafficking, added, "There is a global conversation happening about how to make our world more livable." Tusk, I am proud to say, has always demonstrated an impressive ability to engage in this conversation, through education, through listening, through genuine partnership with communities whose livelihoods are intertwined with the species preservations. Tusk's approach has always been to engage the people first. If local communities can draw down the benefits of fauna and flora, and have a genuine sense of ownership, then those same people are more likely to care for the world around them in a way that is genuinely sustainable. It is a simple proposition. Sunday, May 1, 2016. In effect, what Tusk has achieved in microcosm in a number of communities in Africa needs elevating to a much bigger scale. We now live in a world where half of the human population is urbanized, so it is incumbent on the likes of Tusk to work that much harder to educate and inform and listen. Tusk has invested more than £35 million for projects in Africa since it was established 27 years ago. The charity's chairman, Stephen Watson, praised its royal patron. "He is passionate about what we can and need to achieve in conservation, and we have worked very effectively with him to try and change attitudes," he said.